Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Andrew Christensen. It's the 27th of August, 2013. It's about 9:30 in the morning here in Miramar Beach, Florida. This is video 425. Military insurer USAA Katrina virus infected veterans and family members suicides. Confirmation. Sorry about the title, but that's the only way I can post it on YouTube, so let me expand it a little bit. Video 425. Military insurer United Services Automobile Association, USAA, confirms the existence of the Katrina virus and the direct connection, correlation, the triggering event that causes veterans and veterans' family members to commit suicide. Confirmation came from the 91st annual meeting of the members of the United Services Automobile Association that was held August 24th, 2013 at the Broadmoor Resort in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The directors held secret meetings to discuss, in simple terms, tax charge-offs against profits for two major liabilities. The first liability is a potential class action lawsuit by members against USAA and the directors for participating in the cover-up of the release of the Katrina virus. The second liability is the future payouts on life insurance policies due to suicides and reduction in life expectancies for veterans and veterans' family members due to the Katrina virus. Go back and review my video 8, USAA Insurance Company, and I'm going to tell you what happened. Besides, let me go back here a second. Plans were also instituted for a possible bankruptcy filing, and preparations were begun, including they may have already retained a bankruptcy law firm. The classified information was disclosed to me by a fellow federal whistleblower. Additional confirmation came from an accidental message, as well as the NSA, who was monitoring the event. Many of the employees of the NSA insure with USAA. USA Insurance was founded by military officers and is basically an insurance company to the military. USAA sells life insurance to veterans and veterans' family members. USAA has extensive actuarial tables, studies, documentation that confirm the following. And this is amazing information. The veterans have the highest risk of committing suicide of any demographic group in the world. Veterans' family members have the second highest risk of committing suicide of any demographic group in the world. 80% of veterans who commit suicide have never been in combat. 50% of veterans that commit suicide have never been in theater. The Veterans Administration, VA, receives information from USAA about veterans that are not entitled to VA benefits. This would include soldiers that did not serve until retirement but had fulfilled their commitment. I'm an example of that. I served 7 years. So if you didn't serve 20, the VA really doesn't have anything to do with you unless you developed a problem while you were on active duty. Item 3, veterans and veterans' family members are more prone to mental illness than any demographic group in the world. Veterans and veterans' family members are more prone to medical maladies than any demographic group in the world. USAA Insurance and the Board of Directors have participated in the cover-up of the release of the Katrina virus and the infection of the American soldier and the American people. This video will serve as documentation. It is for historical purposes. Here is a list of those individuals that participated in the genocide of the United States military soldier and their family. It is my hope on behalf of the soldiers and their family members that the following will be criminally charged with misprison, murder, genocide, and crimes against humanity. They are no different than Nazis and their death camps. All right. These are the directors of USAA. I've reached out to each one of them individually. They all know about the Katrina virus. They all know what they've done to me. So let's start. Major General Joshua Joe Robles Jr., Admiral Jay Johnson, Vice Admiral James Zortman, General John Abizad, Colonel Eileen Collins, General Lester Lyles, Patricia Barone, Colonel Herman Bowles, Admiral Thomas Fargo, Major General Tracy Garrett, Captain Frederick Hamilton, General Michael Ryan, John Young, Lieutenant General Robert Van Antwerp, and Lieutenant General Thomas Carney. These are the people. I want you to think about that. These are almost all of them are military officers, generals, flag officers that have covered up the release of the Katrina virus. And here's what happened if you go back to my video 8 and what originally happened and how I became part of this. USA was my insurance company. Katrina comes through. They come out. The first thing they do when they come out for my claim is they tell us up front, we're settling today because of the long-term medical issues. USAA knew, because of the Pentagon, that the Katrina virus was released. Go back and watch the video. And that's what I'm talking about. They are making preparations, all right, because more and more veterans are committing suicide. All right, it's an astronomical, epidemic, cataclysmic event. All right, the government has released at 23 a day. It's actually much higher than that. In an 8-year time span, more veterans will commit suicide that have died in combat since the Korean War, and including the Korean War. And USAA, the insurance company that represents these people, knows about it and is doing nothing. But they're paying a price now because they're paying out on policies for suicide and also for people whose life expectancies have declined. So USAA is in this predicament. Well, you know, we have to charge rates based on studies, actuarial tables for death rates. Well, if the soldiers are dying, the rates are going to be much higher. You know, so it's a double-edged sword. We've participated in the cover-up. Now we financially have to pay for that participation. They are so stupid and arrogant at the same time. They didn't realize the ramifications of what they were going to do. Well, now they do, and it's only going to get worse. They're going to get to the point where they can't insure veterans. They say we can't do it. All right. What's the difference between veterans and the rest of the world or the rest of America? Vaccinations. All right, the veterans, soldiers get vaccinations that no one else gets. This causes, and the government has admitted this. Dr. Steve Coughlin from the VA says there's a neurological change in the brain as well as a biological change in the brain of soldiers. We're actually finding in these soldiers committing suicide that their brains are dead, parts of it, not the entire brain. So they lose the ability for cognitive reasoning. All right, they go down this rabbit hole, this dark hole, and the next thing you know, they're killing themselves. And murder suicides, same thing. The other day we saw a soldier who was convicted in Afghanistan of murder, of mass murder. Ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't him. The military altered his brain into statement. All right, it's unbelievable. It's like, you think that man operated in a normal capacity? No. All right, that's why our government is classifying veterans as terrorists. All right, that's why 127,000 veterans can't acquire weapons with their Second Amendment privilege, because the Veterans Administration has classified them as terrorists. So take a look at it. But anyway, it's a big deal at USA. They now realize what they did to me, to my wife, etc., to the people that were in New Orleans. You know, remember James Roby. Google James Roby. They murdered James Roby. All right. Review that video. I talked to 4 LA Sheriff's Department's deputies, investigators, I guess detectives, about Roby. He died in January on a dive accident in 50-degree water off Catalina Island. They never performed an autopsy on him. I spoke to the coroner that said she performed it. She didn't. She lied to me. Anyway, I can go on and on. But anyway, I want to emphasize the names of those people that are responsible. These admirals, these generals, etc., USAA. I mean, the cover-up, you know, has to go away, ladies and gentlemen. They have to tell us the truth. I pray for everybody. I'm fighting for you. I want to save your life and the lives of your family members. These are veterans' rights. And every day there's more and more articles about how vets do not have rights. They're losing medical benefits left and right. I see people on active duty. It's all going to change. The people that took an oath to protect our country are the ones that our government is murdering right now. And USAA is pulling the trigger on behalf of the federal government. They are murderers. All right, there's no difference between them and Nazi Germany. Godspeed. I'm David Andrew Christensen.